Girl 30 here, and this is my mini Q&A number 26. Thank you guys so much for sending me these questions, and if you have any other questions for me, by all means send it to me via YouTube or on Twitter at RKH30, hashtag NatureGirlQ&A. Now let's get started with these Q&A questions, and I have a lot of them on YouTube, and I have one on Twitter, so thank you guys so much for that. But let's get started with my first set coming from Final Limits 1. Why is Cream Crazy ignoring me and his other subscribers? I can't speak for Cream Crazy. I'm sorry. What games are you currently playing now? I flip flop. Right now, I still haven't beat Dishonored. I am playing LA Noire because I end up buying Xbox Live, so I can't really transfer all my old achievements from my old account that I had before Xbox Live to the one I have now. So now I'm kind of revamping and reworking all my achievements back up for all of my games, which sucks. Like Bioshock. I already beat Bioshock like twice, and all three of them, and now I gotta play them all again. I don't really mind that, but yeah, I'm pretty much flip flopping right now. What do you think of Sarah Underwood and Candice Bailey, and how this show got canceled on G4? Yeah, I'm really familiar with Attack of the Show. It's one of my favorite shows that was on G4, and it's a shame that it went off the air. But let's be factual here. The reason why it went off the air is because Kevin Pereira left. The show was all about Kevin Pereira, and after he left, that's it. It tanked, just like X Play when Adam Sessler left, and I love those two guys. But Sarah Underwood, I had no idea she was a Playboy Playmate until she mentioned it, and she's also friends with the girls next door. Honestly, I think she's pretty smart. She's not a dumb blonde like some people think she is. She is pretty smart. And I think she has a little bit of a nerd underneath her. And as for Candice Bailey, I like Candice Bailey. She's pretty funny, and she really knows her stuff when it comes to cameras. So it's a shame the show went off the air, but I really do like those girls. What do you think? What do you think that piece of crap Cena beating Flair's title reign? I am not freaking claiming that. I'm not. Nobody beats the Nature Boy. No. And I'm not claiming that. So let's move on. Do you think that John Cena uses backstage politics to get all his title reigns and victories shoved down our throats 24/7? As much as I really want to say yeah, I have no idea. But let's face it, we all know there's backstage politics with any other wrestler going back there. I don't think he uses it that often, because if that's the case, he would be champion all the time. But he hasn't been champion in like several years until now. And as much as I mean, I don't like his title reign as much as you guys do, because his title reign is just saying, it's just there's no challenge to it in my opinion. So that's just me. That's how I feel about it. But I don't really know if he does or not, so I really can't say it. If Cena's career could end due to injury, how awesome would that be? I'm honestly not trying to think about that. I'm trying not to think any ill about John Cena. That's just how I am. Would WWE better off, or WWE be better watching with John Cena clogging up the spotlight all the time? I know that's really not how you word it, but that's just how I word it. But honestly, John Cena is a draw. Whether or not we like him on our screen or not, John Cena is a draw. He is what the casual fans love to see, especially kids. And let's face it, who has the money? Not the kids, but the parents. So honestly, he's making money. He's going to be on the screen all the time. It doesn't even matter. But I really do feel that he should take a well-deserved break like CM Punk did. But moving on to my next set of questions comes from Real Spider-Man Noir fan. Thoughts on Megan Fox? I like Megan Fox. I think she's cool. I think she's a chick that you can actually go out with, go to a bar, eat wings, and drink beer. She's a cool chick. I'm just not liking the fact that I am not liking the fact that she is April O'Neil in the next coming up. I mean, in the next Ninja Turtles movie that is directed by Michael freaking Bay. He practically destroyed my childhood when it came to every movie he's ever made. But especially when it came to Transformers. But either or, she's a cool chick. I'm just not liking her as April O'Neil. Thoughts on Bad Influence and Daniel's dancing? I like Bad Influence. They're really funny, and they're a tag team that you love to hate, but you love to laugh at the same time. And when Gangnam Style was at its peak, and seeing them actually pull that move off in the ring, I think was sweet. I love it. I love Bad Influence and I love Christopher Daniels. That's just me. How would British Fish look like with a mullet? Um, I can't imagine Daniel with a mullet. Well, okay, I'm picturing it now. I can picture Daniel with a mullet. I just can't picture NJ with a mullet. I'm sorry, I can't. Because Daniel has that really big, thick hair that when he lets it grow out, it's like a big, giant fro. So I can actually imagine him trying to pull a mullet off if he wanted to, but he won't do it. How would Cream Crazy look like with dreads? I can imagine it with braids, but not dreads. Who are your top female celebrities that you think are pretty? Megan Fox being one of them. I will agree there. That chick from Game of Thrones. I don't really know her real name, but I know that Daenerys. I think she's actually really pretty. I really haven't thought about any other celebrities that are really pretty. I haven't really thought of it. But those are the only two ladies I can think of right now. Have you ever watched WrestleMania 9 in 1993? And how old were you in 1993? I was 13 in 1993, and I really didn't get my WrestleMania experience until WrestleMania 14. So unfortunately, I never really had a chance to see WrestleMania 9. But I did make a video on how the WWE picked their top 15 biggest losses, and WrestleMania 9 was actually one of them. And I had a chance to see a snippet of it. So unfortunately, I didn't have a chance to see the whole thing. But moving on to the next set of questions coming from Nintendo Fanboy 1988. What are your thoughts on Amy Winehouse and how she died in 2011 of July? July of 2011. That was a really sad time, a really somber time because she was an awesome talent. It was heartbreaking to see someone that soulful to lose their life like that. And what really made me upset before she died was how many haters that she had around her for her winning her Grammy because of her history. I'm like, look, back off. Especially when I heard Natalie Cole speaking. I'm like, really? Come on. Give props where props is due. She's a great talent. She deserves to have that Grammy. She worked hard for it. Give her the props. I mean, come on. Just congratulate her. That's all you need to do. But it was really sad when she passed away. What do you think of Ric Flair's 25-year-old son that died over overdose? That's heartbreaking. Even though it was an overdose, it's still heartbreaking when you lose a child. And I never really had that experience. God willing, I don't. But my heart really goes out to Ric Flair. And I think everyone should definitely pray for Ric Flair and his family because even though his son passed away, and even if it's like several years from now, it's really hard to get over. So I think everyone should have Ric Flair in their prayers for what he's going through right now. Do you like marshmallows? Yes, I do. I love marshmallows, especially on a s'more. How often do you eat fast food? When I actually do go out, it has to be like my actual rule for eating fast food is if I'm out longer than an hour, then that's when I get fast food. So I don't really eat it that often, especially of how remote I am from any kind of fast food restaurant, which is a good thing. But yeah, I don't really eat it that often. But what would that low life Cena and was in a match with Ric Flair on Raw and he botched it? I don't really want to think about him killing anyone. So let's hope that that won't ever happen. Or with Daniel Bryan. So I'm sorry I didn't fully answer your question, but it's just when it comes to death and people mention that, it's kind of a little bit morbid, but let's hope that John Cena does not have to experience that. I don't think anyone wants to experience that. With poor D'Lo Brown, he was responsible for paralyzing someone, and I think that's something that he still couldn't get over. So I really don't want to get into that, but still, I thank you for sending me questions. Real Smart Amanda Noir fan sent me another set of questions. It's all about Amanda Bynes, and I understand you can't stand her. Who's worse, Lohan Spears from 2007 or Bynes? I'm not gonna really say any of them are worse. I mean, they're really going through something. Like, do you think anyone wants to wake up in the morning and feel dark? Like, seriously, I want to wake up in the morning and take an umbrella and bash a paparazzo in the head. Or I want to wake up in the morning and shave my head. Or I want to wake up in the morning and do some crazy stuff and binge out all night. No, nobody want to wake up and do those things. I mean, it's just something that you just do when you're young, and it's something you get sucked into. And with Amanda Bynes, it's just nothing but. I mean, I don't want to get on my high horse when it comes to her, but she is going through something right now. I don't think anybody wants to go out there and Instagram themselves doing crazy stuff. I don't think anyone wants to do that. So I know that y'all can't stand Amanda Bynes, especially you, and I think there's someone else that really doesn't like her. But honestly, that's just how it is. I'm not gonna necessarily hate on that. But what do you think your homegirl Tama Girl would do if Amanda Bynes spit in her face? Ooh, that wouldn't be a good thing. Because she wouldn't like that much. Let's just say spitting on somebody's face is the biggest insult you could possibly do to anyone. I don't care what culture you're in. We all know, we all have the universal language of spitting in someone's face. It's not Ace Ventura. I'm sorry. In that movie, they had somebody spit in someone's face, and that's supposed to be a compliment. No, around the world, that's the biggest insult you can ever do. And if anybody spits in that girl's face, God help him. Like, seriously, God would have to help Tama Girl to keep her off of her. Seriously. God would have to be a shield. That's all I have to say about that. How much do I and File Limits hate Amanda Bynes? You guys really do hate Amanda Bynes. That's all I have to say about that. But thank you for sending me these questions. Oh boy, I got another set of Amanda Bynes questions coming from Large S85. Is Amanda Bynes at this point being the worst human being than Cena? No. Would you consider Amanda Bynes a larger disease than Cena? No. What happened to her? Why is she locked up in a padded cell with medication? I don't know. Would you pay to see Amanda Bynes get beaten by cops? No. Would you put Amanda Bynes in the skull like Randy Orton? No. You guys hate Amanda Bynes. I get it. But I'm not going to say anything bad about her. I'm sorry. I'm not. Because the girl is going through something. Like, she's going through something. And she needs prayer. She don't need a beating. She doesn't need to be talked about. She needs prayer. So, by all means, please, everybody pray for Amanda Bynes. Don't try to beat her down. Just ignore what she's doing. Well, I mean, just pray for her. That's all I have to say. She just pray for her. That's all I can say about that. But my last set of questions on Twitter comes from Mr. Griffith. Thank you, Mr. Griffith, for sending me a set of questions. I love your videos. I've actually put your videos in the bottom part of my videos, if that makes any sense, because I love your view, man. I really do. I'm a huge fan of yours. But thank you for sending me these questions. Do you think AJ Lee works better as a heel or a face? I personally think she would be better as a face. I think AJ Lee is better as a heel because honestly, and I'm probably going to do another video on this, is how the WWE has their own view on how a female face should be. And I'm not liking it at all. But I really do see that she has a lot more voice as a heel. So honestly, I really prefer her as a heel. Would Kaylin work better as a heel? No. No. Not right now. Not in the storyline. I really feel like she's actually a really strong woman that can rise against all odds. You know, that should really be a part of her storyline. I really don't see her as a heel at all. Not right now. And I don't really see her as a heel unless she's a member of a faction or something. But no. I really don't see her as a heel. I think she works better as a face. Are you looking forward to see John Cena versus Mark Henry? Personally, for me personally, I don't even care if Mark Henry wins. You just want to see. I just want to see him beat the crap out of John Cena. You and the entire world, buddy. But honestly, Mark Henry and John Cena is one-sided. And the reason why I'm saying this is because there's no way that John Cena can beat Mark Henry in a very clean fight. There's no way he can beat him. I'm sorry. Mark Henry is really, really strong. He can beat the crap out of you with one punch. There's just no way. There's no way. It's completely one-sided. He will lose the title that night if he faces Mark Henry. Mark Henry will be the new WWE champion. That's just how I see it. But thank you guys so much for sending me questions via YouTube. And my last set of questions of this Q&A actually comes from Sheldon Richardson. Thank you so much, dude, for sending me these questions. Via Twitter. Now that RVD's in the WWE, which belt do you think he should have? None. Absolutely none. Because if he has a belt the first time coming in, he will hang on to it for dear life. And I'm hoping he doesn't win Money in the Bank, but he just might. Also, what are your thoughts on the new Main Event Mafia? I didn't really have a chance to actually watch all of TNA because of the fact that it was a storm and my feed cut out. Plus, I'm not really familiar with the Main Event Mafia because I came in TNA a little bit later. But I would really like to see Austin Aries and Bobby Roode being a part of the new main Event Mafia if they decide to do it. Maybe Christopher Daniels and Kazarian. That's just how I see it. But I'm probably going to look back at old footage and maybe I have a better idea on who the main Event Mafia are. But thank you guys so much for sending me questions as usual. If you have any other questions you want to send to me, please send it to me via YouTube or on Twitter. It's Nature Girl 30 signing off. Peace out. Later.